What's up, YouTube? We're back with another solo lane play-by-play in the A to Z series. Today, we're going to be playing some Athena with her aspect, which allows her to ult enemies instead of her teammates. She gets her own shield when she lands, and she doesn't do damage to them, if you guys are wondering what her aspect does. But I'll go through Athena's kit today, show you how to play her. I'm not going to be going a frontline build. I'm going to be going a full damage build because, honestly, I think Athena's kind of boring. But this fun build that I'm about to go, where I go basically crit and Hydra's procs and stuff like that, that is actually pretty fun. And it's surprisingly good on Athena, and I think it's actually more viable than you might think. So that's what we're going to be trying to do today. I think I'm actually going to go Boombas, maybe. Let's see here. I might just go Axe, just to get me through the early game. Let's go Axe to get me through the early game. And then we'll rush Devs, because I think Devs is actually pretty strong now, and gives us Flat Pen, which will help make us hit really hard. And we're trying to hit really hard, because we're trying to make our crits off our reaches, slam them, basically one-shot, which they definitely can, because you're scaling on your reach, which is Athena's passive. After using the ability, you can throw out a ranged AoE auto. It scales for 125% strength and 70% int, which is quite a lot. So maybe your regular autos will hit for like 300 or 400, but my reaches will hit for like 800. So that's kind of what we're doing today. But before we get into the game, of course, we have to do a GeoGuessr. You guys know the rules. If I get the country right, you have to like the video. If I get the country wrong, you can do whatever you want to me. Okay, we are in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Like I mean, we're just in the middle of nowhere. Like it could be like, I was thinking Europe right away. Maybe Russia. Get anything from the car? How much time do we have? Only got 20 seconds. Probably be yellow lines in the middle if it was America. So I'm just going to go somewhere maybe out here in Poland. Maybe France, actually. It was Russia. I did think it was maybe Russia. I did say that, right? Whatever. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that, bro? That's insane. No problem. We're going to start lane here, of course. Jungler's not starting with us, and I don't have Boombas or Sunder or anything, so I can't really start my blue. You can actually group up the wave like this if you hit the enemy, so then your reach will hit. That's nice. Then you have an AoE auto, so you can auto it down. Man, what is that GeoGuessr? I actually can probably do my blue because I have 25 strength, so I can auto it down pretty quickly. It'll do a lot of damage if I just clear it efficiently. Just make sure I target the big guy, because I'll full clear the sides with my reach plus my AoE autos. There it is. I don't want to get hit by the ability by the blue buff because you get stunned. No problemo. 3's coming back up. Actually, not too long of a down, I guess. He's pushing the wave for me. Now, after the patch, there was a recent patch. I need to grab my blue. There was a recent patch that made it so the minions basically kill each other a lot faster. So I ended up getting pretty lucky that I didn't miss a minion there, because now if you aren't in the wave, if you aren't in lane when the minion waves meet, you're more likely going to miss some minions now. They do a lot more damage to each other, and they will kill each other a lot faster. So that's something you need to keep in mind now as you're playing through the game. If you can't get back to lane fast enough after doing a camp, I'm going to dash through the wave here, hit him with the reach to group up the minions, and bada bing, bada boom. If you can't get back to lane in time, basically when they meet in the middle of the lane, which is every 30 seconds, of course, you should probably not go do a camp. I do have enough time. I'm just looking at the map right now, my minions. I have enough time to at least do these small, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually not use my dash or anything. We'll just use our 3. Boom. So yeah, Athena's pretty simple. She's a pretty simple kid. That's why I said she's not really that fun. She doesn't have a lot of outplay potential, to be honest, which is kind of sad. I'm actually going to... Okay, I was going to hit him. Oh, he just wasted his one. It's fine. Group up the wave again in the same way. She just has a simple dash, her 1. Which is a little dash that you have to charge up. It's really an ability that's been power crept over the years, you know. Just a dash. I believe it slows in Smite too as well, right? Yeah, a little slow. Get a little protections as well when you use it. Nice. Yeah, simple dash does a little bit of damage. Procs your passive for your reach, of course. I'm just going to hit this guy. Your 3 also slows, so... and then your 2 is just a little taunt, a little cone taunt in front of you. Also procs your passive. Do your reach. This guy's probably dead. What's he doing? Why did he just walk back out? Okay. I'll take it, I guess. Gonna get this damage build online earlier. I'll take a free kill on lane. She's not a very good laner right now, Athena, that is. In general, she's not even really that great of a character. I think she's pretty good in the jungle, though, because her jungle clear is really good. You can go this build that I'm going to be going today, and it allows you to run around the map in hyper farm, because obviously you can ult to lanes. You can be in 2 places at once, which is a very strong characteristic to have in this video game. Can I freaking speak? And number 3 is just a 2-part ability. You slam your shield down on the ground like this. Rocks your passive again, all your abilities do. And then it hits a second time for more damage. So now the way Athena works is that you want to combo them by clicking your 3 and then taunting them to keep them inside of the 3 for the second part of it, if that makes sense. If you're brand new to Smite, I'll just do it on this little minion real quick, even though he's already dead. You know, usually I'd taunt the character and then it would get hit by the second part of the 2, or the 3. And then, of course, the ult is you can ult anywhere on the map, which I just mentioned. That's why you can be at 2 places at once. But you can't ult anywhere on the map. Anywhere where your teammates are if you're using regular Athena, but since I'm using Aspect Athena, ults to where any enemies are. And you have to have vision of them. You can't just like see them no matter what. So you ult to them, and if it's a teammate, you give them a shield. And so you can kind of try and save them. Turn the tide of a fight. This guy's no blink, so this should be a kill maybe. Is indeed a kill. Nice job. Punishing Anubis players. I'd love to see it. Ymir's 1 HP. Is this our support? Yeah, I think it's our support. He's just getting loose. He's on tour, as we call it. Do totem first. This guy's gonna die. This guy is gonna die. He wants to go do the blue. He's 1 HP. If anybody shows up, he's a goner. We can do it though. A little bit aggressive. So yeah, but with the aspect, instead of getting a shield to our teammates, we actually make the enemies take a little bit more damage to our teammates while they're being ulted. They don't take any actual burst damage from Athena ult. Although that does happen without the aspect. When you land, you'll damage people around your teammates that you ulted. But however, with the aspect, you get the shield instead of your teammate when you land. So it was pretty bad before. I think it's a little bit better now, and that's why I'm using it, because they gave you that shield. You didn't even have the shield before. It just made people take increased damage, and then you did no damage yourself. But now that you have a shield, it's a little bit better because you kind of were just left out to dry if you would ult into an enemy and your teammates weren't around. I gotta be a little bit careful. He's pushed this wave into our tower. I'm just gonna try and get the archers. I really need to reset. I have 2,300 gold here. It would be nice to get my backs off as well. So something in Smite 2 that you guys have probably noticed is that you can execute minions when they're at a certain HP, which helps out Athena a lot because her reach actually counts as an auto attack, which is why I'm going something like Hydra's and I'm going crit. So because it counts as an auto attack, you can actually execute the minions with an AoE reach, which is pretty strong. So since he pushed this wave, his abilities are on cooldown. I saw him use them. I'm gonna be able to just walk into lane here, clear this, and then I'll be able to back and TP in with my first item, which is going to be Dev Gloves. I'm going to go Dev Gloves, Transcendence, Hydras, Deathbringer, and probably Death Metal. Kind of just a nice one-shot auto build. One-shot with my reaches. A little bit of CDR as well. Transcendence, of course, because that also gives me a lot of power and gives me some flat pen, so we're going to go ahead and double stack. I'm going to sell this and get a Chalice and a multi-pot just in case we trade a bunch with the Anubis. I don't have any sustain in my kit as Athena, so I definitely want to maybe have that extra multi-pot if I end up trying to fight. Run back to lane here. I just wasted my reach. You want to keep that reach stacked up because, or just like, you want to store it basically so that when you get to lane, you can use it to throw it through the wave or throw it at the enemy to group it up. There's a lot of different uses to be super efficient with it. We're just going to keep scaling, okay? That's kind of the build that we're going for today. I want to show you how hard you can hit with the reaches. I would love to have hit that just so I can group it up. It's fine. Yogo is also pretty nice. Of course, since I am going an auto attack build, I'm trying to make my reach one shot. I'm going a full strength build, and you might be thinking, doesn't Athena scale off mostly intelligence? And while that is true, she does have a little bit of hybrid scaling, I believe. But also, of course, since I'm really just trying to make my auto attacks hit really hard, a la my reach, which is an auto attack, I'm just gonna be going a full strength build. So something to remember is that any character can build strength, any character can build int. Your character's abilities will usually scale off one or the other, or maybe have some hybrid scaling. However, if you're trying to make your auto attacks hit really hard, basically 99% of the characters in the game, you're going to be wanting to build strength on for your auto attacks to hit really hard. That's really all there is to it. Doesn't mean I'm going to be doing physical damage. I'm still going to be doing magical damage as Athena. My character always does magical damage unless I build like items that specifically, like Mystical Mail does magical damage if I'm a physical. Bluestone, I believe, does physical damage, so... He's actually standing in my 3 here, so I'm gonna get a lot of damage off if I keep him in 2. I gotta be a little bit careful of all-inning. So that's what Athena's big weakness. I need to eat some food, bro. My brain's a mush. Athena's big weakness is that she kind of has to all-in. This guy's an so I'm down to fight him. I don't mind this. I want to get the totem first. He might just be dead here if he doesn't get enough mana for his jump. Oh, he just used all his mana on his 2. Might be able to kill both here. I'll taunt the Anubis out of the 1. Decent matchup for that because I can cancel that. I'm probably gonna dive this guy. I'm level 10. I'm not too afraid. Wait, he got mana. Oh, that's awkward. I didn't even mean to bait that out. He must have leveled up there. He got so much mana. Maybe Baron's Brew. Baron's Brew can do that. It's pretty strong. So her big weakness is that you kind of have to, like, when you dash taunt, you're just a sitting duck. That's part of the reason she was unviable for a very long time in Smite 1. She still has that problem in Smite 2, and actually one of her +1s in Smite 2, funny enough, makes it even worse, because if you ult a teammate in Smite 2 and they die, you actually still land at their location. So before, it would just cancel the ult and Athena would stay where she was. But one of the things they changed with her in Smite 2 that actually has become much more of a curse than a blessing for her is you literally still land. So you'll still land and die. And most of the time that's bad, because if your teammate died, that probably means you don't want to be there unless you're like ulting into a team fight. Like say you're the solo split pusher, your team is 4-man fighting, and then the person you ulted died. That's a scenario where it would actually be good. But a lot of the time now, when you're just ulting to get to a fight or get to a little skirmish, it can be bad that your teammate died, because it's usually going to mean that the numbers aren't in your advantage. So I'm maxing my taunt second, which increases the duration of the taunt and increases the damage. Something they added to Smite 1 Athena at some point. I don't remember when it was. It was towards the later years. They actually gave her damage on her taunt, which helped out her a lot, because she was kind of missing two, like... Oh, dude. I was going to stay for that wave. She was kind of missing two abilities for farming, basically, because you couldn't taunt to clear minions and you couldn't use your ult to clear minions. So you only had two abilities for wave clear, for jungle clear, and it really hurt her viability. So it was cool that they added a little bit of damage to her too. It really doesn't hit that hard, but it's just a little extra. It'll proc items for you. It'll help you clear minions, like I just mentioned. My Ymir is ganking without me there, but he's just going to kill him. I could have ulted in anyway. He's just laughing, then he was giving up. I could have just ulted in that whole time, but... Oh no. Well, we got to kill him now. This Anubis shouldn't have ult, or not Anubis, the Iron Bass. Oh, nice blink by Hun. Or Ymir, whatever. This guy's cooking. Oh my gosh, we just killed so many people on the map. I would say that their comp is a little interesting. I'll ult in. This Ymir is probably dead if you hit him. You could taunt him in. Nice. See, my reach is already hitting really hard. I already have my dev gloves fully stacked, which is giving me flat pen, by the way. Like I said, that's part of the reason we're going it in the build. We're basically just going like a ton of damage. Ton of strength, of course, with flat pen, which is really good for hitting their squishies. Flat pen is always better against squishies than it is the tankier characters. The percentage pen will be better against them because they have high protections. So yeah, we're trying to go all that just to make sure our crits and our Hydra's procs hit for a ton. And you'll see. As long as we can get there, you'll see what I'm talking about. I've tried to go for this Athena gameplay a few times now, and some of the games went awry for one, and also some of them just were really boring, so... That's a sad reality with Athena, I think. There's been some metas. I enjoy playing this character a little bit in competitive in solo, just because she's kind of one of the few solo laners that could, you know, spread out the map and ult over to a team and impact the early game by ulting over, being in team fights that you otherwise wouldn't be in. And there used to be some cool interactions in certain lanes. Like I'd go Death Toll on Athena, and it obviously procced on all of your reach procs on like the whole wave and everything. But yeah, for the most part, she's just... I've always disliked her in a sense because she kind of just doesn't have much outplay potential. Kind of goes back to what I just talked about. Like, once you're in there, and like you're in there like swimwear, and there's not much you can do. There's not much else you can do. Like you blow your combo, you blow your load. Like that's all there really is to it. And she's pretty one-dimensional in that way. You're not gonna do anything you're not gonna make a play that's like, oh my god, that was sick. You know, like Athena's never really making that kind of play. Maybe in support when you taunt somebody who's using an ability on your teammate to save them or something like that. That can be a cool play, but again, like, yeah, she's just not gonna be doing that all that often. I'm just gonna keep clearing everything. You just want to be clearing waves and then looking to do something else between the waves. Clearing waves, looking to do something else. That's kind of just the name of the game. No way, you're not even getting this, bro. This guy might just be dead. Pretty sure his blink is up, but that's like we hit the reach in between, and then we hit the reach to guarantee the kill. You want to auto cancel? I can actually fight this guy. I have some healing for my devs, and I can beads if I need to. It's fine. I'm pretty fed, so I can definitely fight that guy. No! No! Dude, every game this is happening with Athena. Victory. Every single game. I've tried so many times. Honestly, I'm about to just move on from Athena, bro. You know what? You know what we can do? As just a way to move on from Athena, because she's Athena. I want to talk to you guys about the changes that came in the patch today. Or not the patch, but the stuff they talked about in the Titan talk. I want to talk about a few of the things because they're really cool. And that way we can you know, make this into an actual video, because I've tried enough with this Athena. I'd rather move on to Bacchus. you know? So let me show you guys a few things that they talked about in Titan Talk today that I'm pretty excited about. Number one, some conquest updates to the art. Let me show you guys this. Boom. Check this out. So this is the purple buff. So this is going to be coming in the next patch, the Merlin patch that just comes out next week. We got this. This is the purple buff. Now, this is what it's going to be like. That adds so much personality. That's something the Conquest map is definitely lacking compared to Smite 1 right now when it comes to content and personality and just like reasons you want to play it. This is great. I love this art. I think it looks so cool. So that's what they're doing to the purple buff. This is the blue buff currently, and this is what it's going to be like next week. More personality. I do like the purple buff more, but it's still just really cool. It's a little frog, so instead of it being a crab lane, we got a little frog lane. So yeah, a couple art updates, which is super cool. Let's see what else. Like I said, Merlin's coming out, and he has some really cool plus ones that I don't know if I can read about here. Let me see. He does have an aspect that is being released with his kit, which is really cool that I can show you guys. Let me show you what that is. Boom. Aspect of Pandemonium. Elemental Mastery has a reduced cooldown, which is his ultimate, of course. And each time it's used, a random stance is selected with 2 random primary abilities. Flicker will always persist, though. And using Elemental Mastery provides an intelligence buff for a short duration. So when you ult, basically what this means is when you ult, you'll always have Flicker in the next stance, but you're going to get 2 random abilities. That could be your fire one plus a fire, or a purple one, or a purple 2 plus a fire one. Anything. It can be any random combination. So that's a really, really fun, cool idea for an aspect. I actually think this might be pretty OP, but either way, it's going to be really fun. Clumsy, I believe, cooked that one up for Merlin. That's going to be his aspect. So that alone is something I'm super excited to try out. And of course, it's going to be a lower cooldown. So, you know, if you end up getting a bad stance in a way, like you can just swap again. So hopefully soon. Aspect of Downpour, which is Yemoja's aspect. This is what she's going to have in the next patch. It's called Aspect of Downpour. Mending Waters no longer affects allies, but stops and bounces on enemy gods, dealing damage, shield damage, and providing Yemoja stacking intelligence per hit. Additionally, Moonstrike, which is her stun one, it no longer stuns gods, but has increased intelligence scaling. So this is supposed to maybe help her as a caster, more of a mage Yemoja type build, which I'm excited for. I've tried to do that many times in the past, so hopefully this actually makes it more viable. Another 4 fun one. I don't know if this is going to be that viable, but hey, it's something, and I'm excited for that as well. Oh yeah, they're bringing back, I can just talk about this. They're bringing back Vamp Shroud. They're bringing back Ancile or Anchile. They're bringing back another item, I believe. The items are going to be a little bit different. They're not just directly porting them over, so that's cool. They're making them more unique to Smite 2, which I think we need more of. Don't quote me on this, but we might even have a God Builder next patch. I don't know if that's true. I'm hearing rumors of that. But there might even be a God Builder next patch, and maybe in the near future, we're going to have the Deadlock style where you can make community builds. You can upvote other builds. You can upload your own builds so people can copy them in-game. So if I want to show you guys a build and tell you how to build a certain character, which, by the way, you don't want to build a thing like this if you are playing your solo. I'd rather you'd probably try it like a frontline build or a bruiser build, but nonetheless, if you wanted to try a build and I wanted to make one for you, you could actually try it out in-game by having it saved. So that's going to be coming, I think, maybe not next patch, but in the near future. So that's also pretty exciting. But anyway, if you want to check out all the stuff that was they talked about in the Titan Talk that are going to be coming out in the next patch, then you should definitely check out the Reddit, or maybe Intersect will be making a video on it in the near future. But I need to eat. I've tried for this Athena game many times. I'm sorry if you guys found that one boring, but let's move on to a more fun god. At least I got to teach you what you do as Athena and kind of how to play her a little bit. And yeah, I think we have Bacchus. Actually, we have a Willix up next. Okay, that's a fun god. That's definitely who we should move on to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a thing or two even then. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. But anyway, stay safe and healthy as always, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.